Hi everyone. Actually, my voice made all of them run. This is day two. You can see that the birds are very active. And today we started with antibiotics, combo ND, and vitamin. The antibiotics that we're using is neodoxynol. We showed it before, but we'll show it at the end of the video. We're using ivriac vitamin. We're using neodoxynol as the antibiotics, and of course we always use Google ND as a water purifier. You can see that the birds are very active. The place is warm. It's actually warm. Charcoal is not on this afternoon, but the place is really warm. But we're still using charcoal. You can see that the carton is still on the floor. By this time, you see boilers is already getting wet, but pullets and boilers, they have different behaviors. For now, this the carton is still dry, so we're not removing it yet. The bears, you need to understand that pullets have holding kind of character. You see them, they just pack together, they run from one place to another. The bears are really very active, but they like follow. And you can see these ones now. All of them just run to one side. If another one starts running, another set will follow. So you need to know that pullets have such character. So, like I said, we are giving antibiotics, which is the neodoxynol. We're going to show that at the end. Neodoxynol, ivriac vitamin, and Gogo NG. I've always said you that Gogo NG acts as a water purifier. Yes, Gogo NG acts as water purifier. And for you can say, okay, the place is warm, the weather is now warm, you don't need it. At night, please, pullet's attitude is very different from boiler's attitude. Please give them heat. They don't grow as fast as your boilers, so it is very important that you give your pullet heat. And you can see that the place is wide. It's a very long place, and there are feeders and drinkers everywhere. There are feeders and drinkers everywhere. Any place they run to, they will get a feeder, they will see drinkers. You know why? Because you want to have a very good flock uniformity. In as much as, oh, they stayed very long, you might not be able to keep up, but you have to try. Because when your birds start laying and you have a good flock uniformity, you have a good laying percentage. All your birds will get to peak very early. It's not that you will see one egg today, before you will see the next egg, it will not take days, or you will see 10 in a week before you see the no. Why some persons their birds start laying from 18 weeks, some persons 40 weeks before they will start laying. But we don't want that. We like early lay. It is very important. Because you're going to be feeding these birds for a very long time. So you want to take care of them very well. So there are feeders everywhere they go to. There are feeders. The feeders is even more than they needed. But there are feeders everywhere. These ones they don't pull inside their food like the broilers do. Pullets are very strong animals. By now, for now, we don't have any mortality yet, but that's how pullets are. Pullets are very strong, and you can see how playful they are. Very playful. They are active. They are this kind of running up and down, and they shout too. There's these people they can make noise. Let me say make noise, so you don't be scared. You can be sleeping in the night, and maybe your pullet is in the other room, and you just be hearing noise. So yes, pullets have that attitude too. So you want to, give them good food. Like I told you, we're going to be using the chicken feed. We're going to be using the chicken feed. And we're going to be using the chicken feed throughout. For now, they are on super starter. For now, they are on chicken super starter. We'll let you know when we are switching to grower. But for now, they are going to be taking chicken super starter. So you want to feed them well so that they will lay egg. You know that your pullet, they have to get a certain body weight, before they will start laying. So it is good that you feed them well and let them have access to food. Like any corner they run to, there is food. You can see anywhere they run to, there is food, there is water for them to take. So it is very, very important, it is pertinent that your birds are fed well. You have to try. They need to be fed well. Their water, they need to have good water. They need to be fed well, because the truth is that it is what you give to these birds, that is what they give back to you. So you want to try your possible best to make sure that you take care of the birds in the best way possible. The best way possible. You have to try. You take care of them in the best way possible. They are very active and friendly, active and then shock, please. They are not like broilers that they can, minimize shock. They like shock absorber. But this one, any little thing, like you see when I came in and I shot and I just like hello, they just got scared. If you might even be making sound outside, just a cough or sneeze, they will just be shocked and they will just that shock will just make them pack together. So you want to try in your pen to reduce noise as much as possible. Yes, so you don't have a sudden death and mortality in your chicks. For the heat, please don't compromise on your heat. They don't grow as fast as broilers. You can see this is day two and they are still looking very tiny, but they are eating. But if you are seeing them physically, you will see that there is a physical difference from when they came. Like you can see when they came, don't forget we gave them the IO vaccine, and I said it is very important that you give the IO vaccine. So yes, please, your drinkers and your feeders, they need to be much. Do not compromise on the feeders and the drinkers. This place will still take them for a very long time, and there are feeders and drinkers everywhere. But if it was broilers, I would have limited the space, because no, I want them to grow very fast. I need that meat. But for pullets, excuse me, no, you can give them a large space, but make sure that there are feeders everywhere, there are drinkers everywhere. Anywhere they run to, they just see feeders and drinkers. So I think that's the essence of this class. Make sure they have enough drinkers and enough feeders. And at this stage, trust me, the best feeder to use for your pullet is tray feeders. Yes, the best feeder to use right now is tray feeder. People are tiny, they're very small. So it's easy for them. They're going to be using this tray for a while. You see that I didn't have all those other kind of feeders that we use. No, I want them to flex for a very long time before I do this. Pullets are not like layers that their tray, they dirty their tray very well. No, they don't. You might even want to clean this tray now, you might not really see any dirt like those poop and all really in them. But then again, but as pullet grows, they become dirty. But for now, please, tray is the best feeder for this age. Yes, it's the best feeder for this age, and it's very, very, very important. So that's it. Day two, the birds are doing great. The mortality yet, they're really, really doing fine. So we'll update you as we progress. See you at day three. God bless you. This is the vitamin Ivriac. This is the antibiotics, neodozinone that we're using. And of course our Gumbo ND. So this is Gumbo ND, neodozinone, and Ivriac vitamin that we used for brooding. Hi everyone. So this is our pullet at day three. You can see that the charcoal is not on. Yesterday when we put on, usually why we decide to shoot at night today was because yesterday when we put the charcoal on, they were panting very loud. They were panting. Thank God I was around. They were panting. That's to show you that they don't need the heat. In as much as we will tell you that always check your pullet, they need heat more than boilers, but you want to be careful. Everything is dependent on how you cover your breeding pen. This place is a well covered place. It's not like maybe an outdoor pen that you covered. Do you understand? So it's a well covered place. So the amount of air that enter here is very minimal. So it is normal for it to be warm. So this place is really warm. And like I said, they don't need the place to be hot. They just need it to be warm. Yes, so they are okay. You can see that the beds are evenly spread. There are even some at this side. When you enter their pen, once they see you, they start running. And you can see they were everywhere when I entered, and when I entered the land, they've gone to that edge. If I go there now, they'll come back to this side. But you can see that they are scattered everywhere. That's to tell you that they are not cold. They are not cold. And one thing I need to talk about today is how people tend to lose their chicks due to heat stress. Yes, it's not only matured birds that it affects. It can affect your chicks too. Yes, you can be losing chicks in the first week of breeding due to heat because you know, oh, the birds need heat. If it was broilers, you know, by this time, this carton would have removed it because it would have been so wet and soaked by now. But it's still very dried to an extent. So we're going to be removing it soon, but for now it's still dried and it's not going to be breeding coccidiosis yet. So we are leaving it. And like you know that broiler grows very fast than this one. So if it was broiler, you'd be seeing that, oh, they're looking robust already, but that's how pullet is. But like I said yesterday, what you give to them is what you give out. You want to feed your pullets very, very well. You want to feed them well. Ad libitum. The word ad libitum is mainly for pullets. You want to feed them very, very well because you want them to lay early. And always walk around your flock to see if there's anyone that is sick because these ones they are many. So you need to walk around inside to see if there is anyone that is sick. As you can see, like I said yesterday, there is a lot of feeders and drinkers. So they can eat anywhere and they can drink anywhere. They are scattered around. That's to tell you that the temperature is very okay for them. If you know you are covering an adult pen and it's not well covered, you want to use heat. But when you give your birds heat and you see that they are panting, that's a sign for you to tell you that they really do not need it anymore. And the fact that they do not need it do not also mean that you should just open the place up. Don't expose your birds to cold. As at this place now, they are very okay with the warmth. It is warm. It is not hot. It is warm. And they are still on the antibiotics, Gombo which I use for water purifier and vitamin. And like I said yesterday, we're going to be giving them for 5 days. The first day, don't forget we give them vitamin and glucose. And from yesterday, which was the second day, we've been giving them antibiotics, which the antibiotics, which is the neodosinol, like I showed you yesterday. The um the vitamin is ivory arc and also bobo nd. You check, you can scroll before this video and you see the pictures of the drugs. So please, pullets are a lot of work. They demand your time. At the same time, they really do not demand your time. You can just check them and you just put feed. I can assure you that the last time we checked on this bed was at noon because there's feed here, there's water, there's enough feed, there is enough water. So they are good to go. Do you understand? But you want to check your beds. Are they okay? Is there anyone with injury? Are they carnivorous? Is there anyone that they are trying to peck? Because all these beds they can be very wicked. And you want to remove anything like rope, nylon, anything at all that you know they can chew. These ones we had, there was a time that I had to drag a rope on, like pullets. It chewed the rope and chewed the rope and chewed it, and it was not tired. So I could see the rope at its beak. I had to drag it out, and it was very long. So you don't want anything inside their pen that they can chew, apart from their food, because they can peck at anything. They can even peck at each other. So you want to walk around your flock to see if there's anyone with injury, to see if there's anyone that is looking sick, so that you can take care of them. But trust me, pullet don't die like broilers. If you get the right pullet, like from the archery, that's why if you see that our date, it took a long time before we got our pullets. Because archeries, we want to change your date and all. We don't want something that will get. But pullets, ideally, they don't die like every other. Pullet, cockerel, noilers, they are very strong breed. Yes, they are very, very strong breed. You can see today, there is still no mortality. Most times, mortality might start when they start laying. You know, like even like you have pregnant women, not everybody will deliver safely. It's like that with birds too. Do you understand? So for now, we are still going well. Pullet probably might not even have, yes, we have a medication chart that we follow, but pullet is quite different from broilers in the sense that you can enter your pen and you will just see something, you just see something coming up. you will just alter that medication that you want to do, and you will just want to tackle that thing that you are seeing. That's how we handle pullets. Yes, I might just be treating something, and maybe I'm just through with these antibiotics now, and then after that I'm seeing kosi. I will not say, oh, because there's a date that I put for kosi, I will have to attack it immediately, because you don't want your birds to be sick before you administer drugs. Because the moment you wait, you and your birds start falling sick, your delaying date, you're already drawing it backward. Yes, you're already drawing it backward, because the time you want to use to care for them, let them start taking drugs, let them start recovering, they would have added more weight and they're already getting towards your laying date. So this is a lot of work, and then trust me, it fetches you a lot of money too. So I think that's it for today. Take care of your pullet. Check your chicks temperature. For those that are doing boilers, so a lot of you are losing your chicks due to temperature. Either it is too cold or it is too warm. A brooding pen is not supposed to be hot, 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 hot. A brooding pen is supposed to be warm. They need warmth, just the way, okay, like their mother hen is covering them. So they need warmth. So you are providing them warmth. Do you understand? So, well, these are the birds. They are looking great. Trust me. Pullets, you can see they are running up and down. The moment I leave here now, you see the way they will run up and down. They are very, very happy birds. Yes, they are very happy birds. Before you know now, they'll fill this place, and they will expand. And they will get to a certain age before we take them out. But we'll just show you as we progress. So see you tomorrow. Day 4. Welcome to day 4. This is the morning of day 4. The birds are doing great. They are okay. No mortality as at this morning. They are evenly spread. Even the one that was very weak when they came, I can't even find it among the flocks. So, like I told you, pullets are a very strong breed. You can see that one of the charcoal pots is on, and we didn't use charcoal last night, like I said. So this morning it was raining heavily, like thunderstorm, and so the temperature of the room dropped. Do you understand? The temperature of the room dropped, so they had to put one on to like maintain the room temperature. You can see that even with the downpour, they are all still evenly spread. Yes, they are evenly spread. That's to tell you that the temperature is okay for them. Like I said, the room does not need to be very hot. It does not need to be hot. It needs to be warm, just like the way their mother covers them. Just that warmth. They need warmth. They don't need heat to be hot, because you can lose chicks due to heat stress. So you can see that it is warm, and they are evenly spread. They are very, very okay. They are very, very, very okay. Yes, they are still on antibiotics, which is a mildocinol, vitamin, which is the IVR, and also Bobo ND. So yes, this is day 4. They're going to take it to day 5. They're going to take it for 5 days. Sorry, they're going to be taking it for 5 days. Like, remember, with the first day we did vitamin and only glucose. So we're going to be taking these antibiotics for 5 days. All the guys are doing great. Like I told you, the temperature is very, very important. Your temperature is very important. It's very important, because brooding your chicks with wrong temperature can affect the growth of your chicks. So you want them. And someone will say, is this charcoal pot not too high? No, we prefer to use this particular kind of charcoal pot for pullets, because pullet, they tend to fly. They like to fly, like fly. So we don't want a situation where they go fly on on the charcoal pot and get themselves burnt. So we don't like to use that smaller ones. We don't like to use that smaller ones. And I will always tell you, you can see that there are some trays that there's nobody eating on it. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. Give them enough feeders, enough drinkers, because you want good flock uniformity. Good flock uniformity cannot be overemphasized. You will not understand until when your birds start laying, because you want to have good lay uniformity. Like, if your birds start dropping, because the truth is that when your birds start dropping, the production is supposed to increase every day till you get to the peak production. So you want to give them enough feeders and drinkers. I know by default by this time for the broilers, we would have removed carton, we would have introduced the even adult feeders because they are getting tall and they can feed. But no, we've not done that. We are still giving tray feeders. We are like, this is what we call let them flex. Let them flex. And these birds, they are very active and very playful birds. They are, and they fly up and down. So that's why one of the reasons why we prefer to use this particular kind of charcoal pot. So please, that feeders and drinkers, let it be everywhere. Don't do that your 50 best to one tray for pullets. Don't even, I don't even do it for boilers, so I cannot even advise it for pullets. So the, like you said, you can see that when they came, the room was it was as if it was very very big, but you can see that gradually they are flooding the room, they are growing to the room. So when the more they grow, we'll try and expand the place because there's still space inside the room. So the more they grow, the more we'll try and expand the place. So for now, they are looking very healthy, they are okay, the birds are fine. Their own, what they do is to eat and sleep. So please take your temperature, very important. In as much as they don't need heat, but you will check. Imagine the reason why we put on one charcoal pot is because we really don't need the heat like that. But because the temperature of the room dropped, we had to, try to raise the temperature again. And in this situation, you don't want to overdo it because you know the way our rain is these days. You can fall 1 minute and the next time the sun is out and you have to remove the charcoal and then you probably that will be a waste. We didn't even use up to one full bag of charcoal in there. I was even thinking we use up to two bags. But because of the way our, because we didn't use the adult pen for brooding, we wanted to use an adult pen for brooding before we changed to using this place. So this place was a better place. So it's best you brood in an indoor place, a place that you know cats will not enter or rats will not enter. Because you know this their noise, they make noise a lot. And their noise tend to attract all those rodents and all that. So you want to breed in a place where there's no cats, there's no rats or anything. You want to protect their brooding pen. Yes, because I know a farmer that because we're using an adult pen, not like adult pen is bad though, but you have to build it or do it in a way that it will be okay for your birds that rodents and all those cats cannot enter. Because I have someone that was wearing pullets in an adult pen and the birds really suffered. You know all those bush rats, they will just come, they will pass the up, they will just, it kept blocking. For us at that one, they don't give their birds light at night. And like I always say, try and make your pen bright at night. If you know you have this rats and rodent infestation, try and make your pen bright at night. At least if there is light there, the rat probably might not enter. But when you introduce light in the pen, because most people they just feel like I'm going to be keeping this birds for a long time, so I cannot be spending. And one of the problem was because that their farm they don't have electricity in the community. So imagine you have to be spending money on fuel for that long time. So it was actually at a disadvantage. So but the moment you have to buy rechargeable bulbs and tie around their pen, the bulbs they can charge in the afternoon, then in the evening they will tie it around the pen, and it really helps. It helps them very very well. It really helps them. So please, you want to make sure that you give your birds sorry, excuse me, you give your birds good light, because the more they eat, the quicker they will gain weight, and the way and the best you get a very good leg uniformity and at a good age. So let's keep seeing how long this one will take. Me, I'm proposing 20 weeks. I have a worker that is proposing 18 weeks. So let's keep seeing how long it will take. Someone even said I'm proposing 17 weeks, but we'll see as we go and progress. God's willing, we'll see when we get our first egg. So that's it for day 4. The birds are active. You can see they are running up and down. Like you see, they can fly. They just start flying. So imagine that the charcoal pot is down. They just fly inside, and maybe they are inside to come out might not be a problem. So yes, the birds are doing great. So we'll see you at day 5. Hi everyone, welcome to day 5. You can see that the birds are active. Not much to say today. We are still on our antibiotics, water purifier, which is our Vovo NG, and our vitamin. Yes. So you can see how active the birds are. They are looking great. We're going to be giving them vitamin till tomorrow, which is day 6. So for now, still on zero mortality. You can see how active all the birds are. They are growing, right? Probably by day seven, we'll remove this carton from the floor because they really littered everywhere. It's not like it's wet, but they really littered everywhere with feed. And you can see there is drinkers everywhere, like I always say, there is feeders everywhere. Once you make noise, you want to go and hide in one corner, but you can see some still running around. They are very active breed. This is how your pullet is supposed to be. They are very, very, very active. The moment their wings are, or feathers are strong enough, and the way they will be flying, they will even fly up to the windows. But now the windows are still shut, the pen is warm. We didn't use charcoal last night, neither are we putting on charcoal right now because the pen is warm. Like I will always say, each source is dependent on the behavior of your birds. The fact that a place is cold to you does not mean that it is cold to your birds. I always say that the fact that it is cold for you does not mean that it is cold for your birds. Please put that, and also the fact that it is hot for you does not mean that it's hot to your birds. So it depends on the character and attitude of your birds. That determines how you place your heat source. Like if you remember yesterday when it was raining, like I said, the room temperature went down. So we had to put one charcoal pot on. But today, even with the temperature still down, no charcoal is on because the birds, their behavior, you can see how active they are. That's how pullets are for you. Follow, follow. They just want to run around. They like space. That's why we give them space, to run around, to have fun, eat, to just eat and run around and have fun. But they are growing. Yes, they are growing. They are growing. They are growing. I know by now we would have put adult feeder for boilers already, but these ones they have to get to a certain age. You don't want your birds to struggle. You don't want your birds to struggle at all for food, for water. That's why you get a very good weight. For now, they are eating a capacity and they are drinking a capacity has increased. Yes, it increases with time. Most especially they are eating the first week of their life is not really they don't really eat so much. By now, today we're done with two bag. We're on the third bag for now. So it's increasing gradually. So please, you want to feed them. If you know you don't have enough money, don't stop pullets. Please, they are on super starter. They are going to be on super starter for at least 8 weeks before we decide to change to grower. So please, if you know you don't have enough money, don't do pullets. You know why? Because you will just be doing penny wise, pounds foolish. Because if you don't feed them, they will not lay early. And if they don't lay early, it's a problem for you. It's already a problem. So you want to please, you want to make sure you can afford it, or you do your calculation down, make sure what you can afford is what you can stock. So maybe the moral lesson for today is don't stock birds that you cannot feed. Do not stock birds that you cannot feed. And like I said before, the best feeder to use at this stage is the tray feeder. Is the tray feeder. It just gives them access for them to just eat the way they want. So the tray feeder is actually the best feeder at this stage. You can see they will just stay on it and they will just eat and all that. So it's very, very, very important. Please don't stock birds that you cannot feed. It is very, very, very important that you stock the quantity of birds that you can feed. And always do your cost analysis before you venture into poultry business. I know, okay, maybe along the line, feed might increase. But if you do your cost analysis, no matter the increment in feed, you will still be able to be safe. Do you understand? So please only stock the number that you can feed comfortably. So hope you have a good day. So we'll see you day 6. Like you can see, our pullets are playing, and that's how active your bird should be. And you want to pray for them to be this active throughout the number of months or years they want to stay with you. Because trust me, if pullets are very active and without disease or stress, they will definitely do well. It's a very, very good business, but you want to know how to take care of them. This one is not rocket science, but this one, they are the way they are more stressful than boilers. Quite all right, but then again, it's an investment that would give you a lot of money. Imagine how many number of eggs you can get each day from this number of birds. That's a lot of them. So see you tomorrow. This is hi everyone. um this is day 6. You can see our pullets are growing. This is actually disease. The charcoal pot is not on. We didn't even use it last night. Like I've always said, observe your beds. Observe your beds. Um, don't just go and give them heat because they are chicks. Also, you can see that we've removed the carton. Yes, we've removed the carton. And this is how pullets are very active and very playful. One of the reasons why we walk around like this is to make sure that there's no dead ones, to check if there's anyone in distress. But you can see there is none. They are looking very good and active. If you come this way now, they will run to the other side. So that's how they are. That is how they are. Pullet need space to do this that they are doing. They need space. They need space to run around like this. They need the space. They are not that type of birds that you want to say I small space I gave them so that they don't run around too much. They need space to show off. This is actually show off. They want to show themselves. I saw a post where someone was like, "This is my 1 week, 4 days pullets," and the 1 week, 4 days pullets was looking like a 2 weeks old broilers. How is it possible? How is it possible? This ones, your pullet at week 1 should be weighing at least 60 gram, 60 gram at week 1. And that week 1, 60, and a broiler normally is supposed to be weighing at least 200 gram in week 1. So can you see the difference? So there is a really big difference between pullets and broilers. You are not expect these people are going to stay for months, 4 months, 5 months before they start thinking of laying. You don't expect them to just be growing and growing once. So it's a gradual process. It's a gradual process. If you want meat or you want birds that grow early, you go for broilers. If you want egg, you go for pullets. So people go and buy cockerel. I saw someone that sent me a video once and said, this is cockerel. Somebody told me that they lay eggs. Cockerel, I don't understand. Why would you buy cockerel to lay eggs? You will wait tire. You will wait tire. You will not see anything. Cockerel is not meant for eggs. In fact, I wonder what cockerel is even meant for. Because they don't grow fast. Yes, they are stronger meat, but even when they are big, they don't really have so much meat. So please, and noilers, someone will say, what about noilers? Noilers is broiler and layers that was crossbreeded by animal farms, and that's what gave birth to noiler. So that's why you can see that noiler can be used for meat purpose and also for egg purpose. Yes, noiler can be used for meat purpose and also for egg purpose. That's why you can see that noilers will have they can still have meat and they can still lay egg, but you can't compare the eggs that your pullet will lay for a very long time to that of noilers. So if you want egg, please go for pullets, go for layers. Don't go and stock 500 noilers because you want eggs. Go for layers. This is the one that is specifically for laying of eggs. This is the one that is specifically for laying of eggs. So that's the one you want to go for. But if you want meat, you go for broilers. It's time you know the difference between excuse me. It's time you know the difference between the beds and what they are used for. So these are the beds. You don't want to fool their tray. If you fool their tray, they will waste your food. You know the way they eat in the tray, they'll be scattering it with their legs. And when the tray is when they are doing that, your feed will be wasting. So you don't want to do that. So the beds are okay, they are fine. They keep growing. Like I said, everywhere they get to is feed and water, which is very, very important. They keep growing to the space. The more they grow, we will expand. The more they grow, we will expand the place. So yes, you can see this is how they are. Playful and very, very, very playful. They just need a space to run around. and they will still grow well. You don't want, if you want them to do well, you give them space. Don't let them be timid, give them space. At least with the way they are running around like this, if you see anyone that is not active, you will easily know. That you will just give them a small space, and some are looking timid and you will not know. So the way they are running like this, if there's anyone that is timid, you can easily just pinpoint, oh, this bird is looking timid in one corner, and then you treat. So for now, they are looking really, really good. The pullets, and sometimes people when they buy pullets, they tend to see that cockerel is mixed with it. Most times like that, like that one is not intentional. You understand? But for this one reason why I like is love Zatek. You can still get your complete pullets. Yes, you can get your complete pullets. So they are doing well. So tomorrow, this is the last day of the antibiotics, vitamin, and Bobo ND. Tomorrow is going to be plain water, and afterwards we'll do our gomboro vaccination. I prefer to do gomboro when I'm dealing with pullets. I prefer to do gomboro first. It's just a personal thing, so don't ask me why gomboro first. I prefer to do gomboro first when I'm dealing with pullets. We are going to do a many lasota vaccine, so I prefer to do gomboro first when I'm dealing with pullets. So you can see that the birds are active. They are very, very, very active. They are very, very active. So tomorrow we're going to be on plain water. See you tomorrow. Hi, poultry lovers. Welcome to day 7 of our pullet to layer series. Well, this is day 7. You can see that the pullets, they are doing fine. They are growing well. Um, yeah, if you know you've not subscribed to our channel, please do that. Just click on the subscription button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So click on the subscription button and subscribe so you are always notified when new videos drop, because a lot of educative videos are always going to be dropped, so you want to be notified when new videos drop. So you can see that this is the 7. The birds are on plain water. Yes, the charcoal pot is still inside, though it's not on. You can't tell the day that the weather is going to be cold. You can't tell the day that it will rain and maybe the temperature of the room will drop. You can't tell the day you just see your birds acting funny like they are cold and all that. So that's why it's still inside for now. So as far as they are still in the brooding pen, we're going to be leaving it for a while till when they don't really need it. Gradually, they are getting feathered up, so they are fine. You can see the birds are evenly spread everywhere. They are very, very okay. Today they are on plain water. Yes, they are on plain water. We did vitamin and glucose the first day. Then from day 2 to day 6, we did vitamin antibiotics, which we showed you the antibiotics that we use. We also use water purifier, which is our Gombo ND. So today they are on plain water, and tomorrow we are going to be doing the Gomboro vaccine. We're going to be shooting at night sometimes, so you can see how bright our breathing pain is. Yes, our breathing pain is actually very bright at night. You can see how bright everywhere is at night. So that's so that they can easily feed, and they can feed well. Everywhere needs to be bright so they can feed well. It is very, 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 very important. We're not even using an additional light because we wanted to really show how the breathing pen is really bright at night. So we're not using an additional light right now. This is how the breathing pen really is bright. And you can see that the pullets, they are active. I've always said it, this is how your pullets are. The pullets are this, your beds should be this active. They are more active than broilers actually. They're active, and always learn to walk in their midst. Always learn to walk in their midst to see if there's anyone in distress, if there's anyone that is feeling sick. For now, we're still on zero mortality, but we'll see as we progress. We'll see as we progress. So just walk within the midst to see if there's anyone that is feeling sick or anyone that is in distress. So yes, tomorrow we're going to be doing the Gumburu vaccine. And I know some persons that in our boiler class will say, why Gumburu first? You always prefer to do your last when you are doing boilers. Like I said, it's a personal thing. Which one you want to do come first? Anyone you want to do to come first, it does not matter. Your Gumburu can come first, Lasuta can come first. Anyone is fine. You can do anyone first. But when I'm doing boilers, I prefer to do the Lasuta first. But when I'm doing pullets, layers, or any other bed, I prefer to do Gumburu first. So there's no particular reason. It's just what I prefer. So if you want to do your Lasota first, you want to do Gumburu first, anyone is fine. But always give your birds plain water against vaccination so their system is clear of any drug or anything that could stand as that could work against the virus. You understand? And I've always said this, when you vaccinate with milk. Therefore we say this, my water doesn't have chlorine in that. Vaccinate when you want to do vaccination, please use milk. I cannot overemphasize it. In as much as it helps reduce the chlorine content, it also starts as a stabilizer in your water. So you want to use milk. So you can see that the birds are fine, they are active, they are okay, they are on plain water. We're going to be removing the water very early so that they will be starved. And I've often said it, you want to starve your birds a long time. Starve your beds so that when vaccination water comes, they are eager to drink it. Starve your beds for very long time. You can see that the beds, the chicks, the pullets, sorry, they run up and down. Yes, that's their life. That's why we always say let them be feed everywhere. So when they run to this end, there is feed. When they run to the other end, there is feed. There is water. For now, their eating capacity has kind of increased. So they drink, for now, they are still battling, taking 30 liters of water in a day, 13 to 15 liters of water. So they're not drinking yet, but they eat more than they drink. Yes, they eat more than they drink. But now they started eating up. Yes, they started eating. Um, with one way to be able to achieve it. Some are looking good, though some are still struggling to get the weight, but they are looking good. Like I said, if you can get 60 gram at the first week of your first week weight, then you are good to go. You're on the right track. So some have exceeded, some are getting there, and so that's it. So it's a good one. It's a good one. Make sure you have feeders everywhere. And like I said before, please do not stock birds that you cannot feed. It is very, very important. Do not stock birds that you cannot feed. Do not stock birds that you cannot feed. Pullets takes a long time before they start laying. Just do your cost analysis. We're going to be dropping a video soon. The real cost of raising 100 pullets. So you will be able to know. You can do your calculation on how to raise 100, 200, 300. So you know by yourself what it will cost you to raise 100, to raise 200, to raise 500. So you can always do your cost analysis and you budget accurately. Because seriously, the key to having a good profit in this business is budgeting accurately. You do not want to feed halfway. Then you get halfway, you cannot feed. Then thereafter, you have to sell or you will not be starving them and they will not lay early. And the more they are saying that they are not laying, they can't feed themselves. And the more they are saying that they can't feed themselves. You have to keep feeding them. So the earlier your pullets lay, the better for you. Like you can see this one's around to the other end, they started eating there. That's how it's supposed to be. Anywhere they run to, there is feeder. Please, pullet don't grow fast like broilers, so you don't want to expose them to cold. This place is absolutely warm. You can see they are scattered everywhere. You're not seeing anyone huddling together. Even this corner where they are just feeding. It's just their kind of character. You just see them, I call them follow birds. They just want to follow each other up everywhere they go to. So you can see they are very okay and all that. You can see the other ones this way. They are very, very okay. No one huddling together. So please, like I said, stop birds that you can feed. Please. So just watch out. We're going to drop videos soon. The real cost of raising 100 pullets. We have the one of broiler on our page. The real cost of raising 100 broilers. If you don't not see it, please go and watch it. Budget accurately. That's the key to making it in this business. So we'll see you tomorrow, which is our day 8, and then we'll do our last our Gundor vaccine, and we'll see how we take it from there. Well, the birds are beginning to look big in my eye. They are growing. So see you tomorrow, day 8. God bless you.